Welcome to the House of Politics Introduction. This house presents a structure to store and to remember information on political topics and to help in discussions as well as for systematic thinking. The structure itself is politically neutral, like the food pyramid for nutrition. The more detailed information, on the other hand, will likely appeal to those readers who want freedom and self-responsibility in their life decisions. Each floor has one general topic and 2 to 3 rooms with subtopics. On each floor, we will illustrate the fact that freedom leads to peace and prosperity, while force leads to poverty and conflict. We will see that this is a matter of logic and at the same time consistent with historic experience. Put together, this leads to a very important moral insight: force is bad. It is bad even if the actors were nice people with good intentions. We see such politicians and we know bureaucrats of that sort, nice people who are collecting taxes and call for more regulations. Even some dictators sincerely wanted to do good for their peoples. These are not necessarily bad people, but they are confused and wrong, dangerously wrong. Each floor will illustrate just why this is the case. On the ground floor, named Logic, we show that there are 3 ways humans can deal with each other. Among these, only peaceful and voluntary actions lead to peace and prosperity, while force, whether legal or illegal, leads to conflict and poverty for at least the victims of the force and compulsion. On a history floor, we look at the escape of humanity from the fight for survival to today's welfare states. I propose 2 distinct steps. First, the Industrial Revolution as a revolution in the private production sector, and second, a political revolution on the back of the newly created wealth. Politics always means restrictions and taxes, and these always hinder private production. That is why every state expansion slows down growth. Today's welfare states have reached the point of stagnation. On the personal freedom floor, we look at the 2 mutually exclusive ways people can act. Either freely and with self-determination, or under state regulations and prohibitions, either with equal freedom or under a master-servant relationship. We look at 3 personal life spheres: first, family and career decisions, then social relations, and finally, consumption regulations and prohibitions. We look at how such decisions would be made under freedom, and we will look at the destructive and often deadly consequences of today's cradle-to-grave paternalism. On the economics floor, we differentiate between production under competition, the regulated sectors, and state enterprises. The consequences are clear, simple, and inescapable. We either have prosperity, corruption, or waste. For the future, we look at the broad topics that will influence the future of freedom. One is wealth and technology, another is people's political attitudes, and then there are also personalities and historic accidents. This will also be the place to think about our role as libertarians and why we may be grateful as well as optimistic. As a bonus, we compare the socialist utopia to the libertarian vision of a stateless society. Both aim for peace and affluence, but they have fundamentally different view on human nature and how we get there from here. While the libertarian anarchists want ever more freedom for each individual to pursue his own life goals, the communists propose a dictatorship of the proletariat as a necessary step on the way to a world with selfless, superhuman social men. In reality, all the many communist experiments reached their dead end with dictatorships, starvation, terror, and misery. I hope you join me for a closer look on each floor. See you there.